Jesus Christ walked out of a grave. He walked out of hell. He paid the price of judgment, was born again through his own blood, because he didn't sin. It wasn't his sin he was dying for. He was dying for our sin, and then he was born again by his own righteous blood. Isn't that amazing? How do you think Jesus went from death to life? He became death in his spirit. He became sin. He himself then needed a redeemer, so to speak, not for his own sin. Don't start calling me a heretic. But he died for our sin, but he was still dead. So Jesus himself had to be resurrected back to life, and he was resurrected back to life through his own righteousness, the righteousness he had when he was born of Mary, that he set aside because he became sin, and then he was born again by that same righteousness you and I are born again by, his righteousness. It is by faith. This is he that came by water and blood, Jesus Christ, not by water only, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit that bears witness, because the Spirit is truth. Again, not big S as in Holy Spirit, small s as in born again Spirit. How did you get born again? Because you bore witness that Jesus came by water and blood, that Jesus was God. He became a man, born through the womb of Mary, with life in his spirit. He was the only candle lit. Everybody else was spiritually dead. Jesus was the only one with spiritual life. At this point, God became a son. At this point, the first member of the Godhead became a father. He was the father to the Son, the only begotten Son, born of Mary, born into a body capable of sin, but he never sinned, lived out a sinless life, and then died in our shoes, in our place. Judgment for sin, became sin, went to hell to pay that price, and then was resurrected, which is born by blood. He was resurrected by his own righteous blood. He went from death to life. Jesus had to be born again. Again, not for his own sin, but because he became our sin. He still had to get life back, and he got that life back by blood. He was born by blood, by his own righteous blood, born from the dead, back into that same body, now glorified, and he sits at the right hand of the Father as a glorified man.